What's up, Papas? My name is Motown. I'm your host, and you are welcome to PopTalk. Today, we're gonna be talking about universes. This is our first episode. I'm no expert, but I have a panel that knows quite a bit about universes and pop culture. Join me and the panel together. Welcome to the first show. Welcome to the first show. What's up, Charlie?
Not much, man.
All right. Let the people know who you are.
I'm Charlie. I'm the gamer.
And we have Orchid here.
Hi, Orchid. I'm the anime nerd.
Yes, and we are a team coming together to bring you pop culture on Pop Talk. Let's talk about universes. Inform us, Charlie. What's a universe?
I guess you could call it anything that obeys its own subset of rules. It doesn't necessarily have to be a real set of rules. It could be fictional. So maybe you could say it's something that separates itself by its own internally contained definitions.
Yeah.
So like video games have their own, like the Marvel universe, the DC universe. That's been a lot in the news. So there's anime universes too, right?
Yeah, so there's the theory that all the Studio Ghibli movies are one whole universe.
Miyazaki?
Yeah, the Miyazaki Theory.
Okay.
So it's a whole, like all of the movies, it's like, 10, 12 movies. Starts with Porco Rosso, and then there's Havoc, and then starts, like, humanity has to start all over. Anyway, there's a big theory on it. I will not explain that now.
And I just love when they cross over and they mesh and they visit each other. My guilty pleasure is the vampire universe on CW, the Vampire Diaries, and the originals. And sometimes the original characters like Klaus will go over to the Vampire Diaries, and sometimes Stefan will go over to the originals. It's just really awesome. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, and I can't get a date because of it. But I love it.
You're looking in the wrong circles. I'm sure you can get a date for that.
Well, it hasn't done me any justice.
Yeah.
But I love talking to our producer, Jeahn, about it. Yeah. What other cool universes are there to look forward to? Because I know there's a lot developing.
I mean, it's tough to say. There's always that confusing universe of things like all of the Zelda franchise is very confusing because of the number of times they set that story up and say there's the hero of legend or the hero of time, and he's kind of always Link and he's always the same character, but it happens over and over again. So
Perhaps it's a different Link.
like what, a reincarnation or like the same story told again? I mean, if it's just the idea that they're taking a story and not necessarily recycling it, but having the idea of what if like another person told this same oral legend, like this history of the one person who saved the world. I mean, people have been telling the same stories a lot. You know, at least for written history, you can see the number of times people told like Dido and Aeneas, or like told the Romeo and Juliet story in like 100 different ways. I mean, you've seen that story played out again and again and again. I mean, Snow White got made like 4 times the same way in 1 year. Like, it's getting a little ridiculous the way we cycle things, but at the same time, if there's a story and it has some profound truth that speaks to every one of us, and that truth doesn't change as time goes on, we want to see it told again. We want to go to the same show performed a different way. We like having that brought to our experience. So it excites me to see these things remade. Sequels made well are always worth making.
So on that topic, I mean, like a series like Harry Potter being remade in a different format, now being made as a play, and then as well as a whole other spin-off.
Can they audition? Have they auditioned yet?
Yes, they have a full cast already.
Do they need more?
Sorry, no more. Your dreams of being a wizard are gone.
Nah, there's still some sequels to these movies.
Plays.
No, there's new movies coming out, right?
Well, yes, there's the new movies.
So I'll just be in one of those.
The Monsters and Where to Find Them, I believe it's called. Or
what is it? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Should be coming out soon, and I believe that should be a prequel to the series of Harry Potter, not necessarily following Harry Potter, but a professor from the Harry Potter universe.
Get it, Eddie Redmayne. Do good, or I'll take your job.
With all the universes that are developing and that are coming out in the near future, you gotta have a favorite. Which one is yours?
Oh, difficult.
Orchid.
I guess it really depends as to what format you're talking about. If you're speaking about the movies that are being made, I would say definitely the Marvel universe has done it correct every step of the way. However, growing up, I was always a fan of the DC universe. I do like the idea of like superpowers and the unbelievable, the mythical, the magical. Whereas DC tends to be a little bit more on the scientific, more believable standpoint. So I personally prefer, I would have to side with DC, although they haven't impressed me too much as far as movies, but in the comic books and superheroes.
Yeah, they're still learning from Marvel, but hopefully they'll get it right soon. Charlie?
You know, it's really tough to narrow it down. If you gave me video games as the window, I think the Legend of Zelda series is the most musical. It speaks to me. It's poetry. Everything in it is perfectly handled, and every different iteration of it is a new story that wakes up that same thing that I struggled for months just to get through those damn child levels, and then they take off the training wheels and they're like, go in Ocarina of Time, and then backtracking and hitting all these games that came out before me that were super huge too, but that the early NES games, they're all good except for Zelda 2. It's horrible. Don't play it. So it's really tough, but when you narrow it down to that, I can say yes, it's the best. If you say what's the best Microsoft, Halo, I love Halo. And if you said what's the best PlayStation, well, to be honest, I think Little Big World. It's adorable and makes my heart sing. Yeah, I said it. So it's tough. Outside of that, Star Wars.
Well, you can't go wrong with Legend of Zelda. I'll agree with you on that.
Impossible. Except for Zelda 2.
It's a great hero's journey.
It's a horrible game.
The universe is
it's
amazing.
It's side-scrolling.
The universe
There's nothing wrong with side-scrolling. Little Big Planet is a side-scrolling game.
Mario is side-scrolling and it's well-level designed, but Zelda 2 is the worst game ever made.
Now, if you ask me what's my favorite universe,
yeah, what's your favorite universe?
What is your
Please,
favorite universe?
Be part of the panel.
hands down, my favorite universe is the Barack Obama universe.
Tell us more.
Yo, what? You're laughing? Oh my goodness!
I don't know what it is.
He's got a movie. He's been in comic books. He's the president. He's all over the internet. He's kind of like a universe, right? No? He might not look like a universe right now, but he's expanding. And that's with all of these things.
He's been working out, but it's kind of tough when you have that much pressure put on you. I mean,
so what you're telling me is he's been working on his future.
Oh yeah, he's an expanding universe. You watch and see.
All right.
Now that has been a really interesting discussion. You know, from the Harry Potter universe to the Nintendo universe to the Obama universe. All exciting stuff. Thank you, Charlie, for your expertise.
Of course.
Orchid. And the show's not over yet because I have some final thoughts before we bring on our first featured guest. Come with me. You know, all this talk about universes got me thinking. See, because back in the olden days, moviegoers used to hope and pray that their favorite film would get a sequel. And if it made enough money, behold, a trilogy. But it's not like that anymore. Because whether you like it or not, your favorite film is getting a universe. That's right. And it's not just exclusive to movies. Nintendo has Mario and Zelda. Hanna-Barbera has the Flintstones and the Jetsons. And America has Donald Trump, which may be the end of our universe as we know it. But enough from me. Let's go talk to our guests. I'm back, and we have our very first guest on PopTalk, a long-lost and found friend of mine, Mr. Sean Barriteau. How you doing today?
How's it going?
All right, Brooklyn in the house.
That's right. Represent.
No doubt. So, you got any thoughts on the previous conversation that we had about universes and all that?
Yeah, I actually do. I love the fact that we're actually getting more universes. It makes everything more interesting, and to see characters coming together in one place, it's exciting. I remember when superhero movies started to come out, you would get a Superman, you get a Batman, and they'd be in totally different universes. Then you get a Spider-Man, and he would only be by himself in New York. No one else would be there. It was weird. Yeah. But now that, thank God Disney was able to buy Marvel, and now they're actually building that universe. So they came out with Iron Man, then they came out with Thor, then they came out with Captain America, and then we got the Avengers, and then everybody was like, oh my God, you could put all these heroes in one movie and it would work? What? Then DC was like, we got to get on our game, we got to get that Justice League movie out, and then that's where we're going to get that pretty soon. So the idea, and then all these other studios, the Universal's doing their monster thing, and like you was talking about before, Sony's going to do that Men in Black 21 Jump Street thing. Not sure how that's going to work, but apparently that's a thing.
What's it called?
It's cool. I think it's called 23... Men in Black 23, I think that's what it's called.
Wow.
Well, it's probably a working title. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's not working.
Well, I mean,
none of that is working.
They're trying to save Men in Black. Men in Black right now is dead. They're trying to
true.
find a cool way to bring it back, and I think 21 Jump Street worked and 22 Jump Street worked. So they're trying to find a way to bring, let's get Men in Black on that train.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if they brought back Men in Black along with Ghostbusters?
I think that would be
a pretty neat crossover right there.
I think.
Or aliens.
Well, we'll see first how the remake of Ghostbusters does, but I think that could. I would love that. Universe.
This is all reminding me of this particular episode of South Park where they kind of did a forced crossover when they added Bart Simpson into the episode.
Oh, really?
I think. And anyway, what happened was they were trying to figure out how does Family Guy get all their ideas, and it was just a bunch of manatees grabbing random balls and bringing it to the surface. So it just sounds like these studio producers are just throwing ideas in this lottery machine, circling it and pulling out stuff and see what meshes.
And Chuck Woolery's the host, and they're just trying to get a lingo.
I don't know, but you have a very strong point. It's really cool to see all these things. It's kind of like the expectation of people now. Because as soon as they came out with Supergirl, it's like, when is Superman going to show up? You just kind of expect, certain characters to show up.
He's just going to text her. Because they can't afford to actually bring Superman on.
That was the weirdest thing. Like, yes, I'm talking to Clark on IM. Yes. How are you, Clark?
If the two of them listen really hard, they can just whisper from across the planet. So, why do they need texts?
I don't know. It was a crazy way to get, they're in the same universe. But now that Supergirl's moved from CBS to the CW, now they're going to I'm guessing they're going to try to find a way to get her Earth in the same Earth with Arrow and Flash and the Legends of Tomorrow, and then we're gonna have some big crossover 4 episode in a week where they're all in the same thing and it explode.
Everybody has fun.
Didn't they do a Justice League series along with what was it, the Superman show, where they had a hot girl and Arrow? Yeah,
so pretty much that was started with Batman the animated series, which is the best cartoon of all time. And if anyone disagrees, we'll have words.
I disagree.
Which one is that?
Well, we'll have words later.
Justice League,
Is the
the
Warner
animated
Brothers?
series.
Yeah, so it started with Batman the animated series, and then they went to Superman the animated series, and then they went to Batman
That
Beyond,
was my time.
and then exactly. That's pretty much all our time.
But Batman Beyond wasn't as much as
Batman
the
Beyond
original
was
Batman
excellent.
was cooler.
Well, of course. I mean, but it was cool that they it was an older Bruce Wayne, just so like. I remember exactly where I was when the Batman the animated series started. It was like it was actually premiered in prime time. So it was like we're seeing a cartoon in prime time, and it's Batman. I fell in love with Batman. He is my favorite superhero from that day till today. I love Batman.
I appreciate your insight. And one thing about Sean that I failed to mention in the beginning, that he is also the producer of this show. So in terms of the PopTalk universe, or the pop culture universe that we're all a part of, what do you see for the future?
Well, I mean, thank you for having me on my own show that I produced.
You're welcome.
No, thank you.
Was it hard?
Well, yeah, it was actually hard. My people had to talk to my other people, and we had to kind of nail down, what time was I going to be here and everything. It was really complicated.
You had 2 phones.
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
like this.
Sure.
So, after serious negotiation,
Of course.
I was able to book myself. It took a while.
Yeah.
But, but other than, obviously, me being a guest, I'll pop in from now and again. But mostly we're just going to have other guests, mostly YouTube personalities that we know. And that we're reaching out to as well, and we also know a band that's going to be on a future episode, and we know a DJ that's going to be on future episodes, and then we're also going to try to bring some more more fun into the Pop Talk universe. We're also gonna bring some funny segments in. We're gonna do some skits, so you guys can look forward to that as well. And we're also gonna be posting stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, as well as other things on our YouTube channel as well. And then if you guys love us, I hope you do. We'll also start to slowly expand in doing other shows, like a gaming show, like an anime show, and we got a lot of other things that we like to do as we grow and expand into our own universe.
You could take it on the road too, start like going to events, see things, like get some of the other world, bring the other universes.
But most importantly, what I'm curious to know about is like, when are we gonna like do a crossover with maybe Vimeo or another platform or another show? Any crossover?
Hey, I'm game to like take our universe and bring it into another universe, because I think one universe by itself does not stand. We need more universes to come together. So as we expand, as we grow in popularity, I'd love to like bleed into other universes.
And like Charlie said, we can all go out and bring the universes to you, our watchers.
Oh, I love to be on the road. I love to bring it back to our hometown, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
In the house, without a doubt.
So as like, trust me, there's a lot of plans and a lot of things that we like to do, that I would like to do. But first, we just have to start with growing our audience. So if you guys have any thoughts about things that you liked about this first episode that you want us to do more of, we'll take that into consideration. But trust me, there's tons of plans that you guys will find out as we go along. Like, what's in that box? That's gonna be a thing. So you guys can chime in on what we're gonna put in there every other episode. There's gonna be some fun ideas.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just
Well,
yeah, let's just go straight in.
Well, that's fine. We're allowing one F-bomb. It's fine. So so we're gonna expand. That's the goal. And with the audience's help and with you guys' help and our amazing crew, we love to give you guys more content.
Right. So what he's basically saying is that there is no limit to what we are gonna do here.
No limit.
Tune in next week where we have Batman as our second guest.
You booked him, right?
Oh yeah. Bruce Wayne and I go way back. Gotham is actually Brooklyn.
So what Sean is basically saying is that this show is infinite greatness and a lot more to come. But we got to wrap it up right now. But before we wrap it up, Orchid, how can they find you?
All right. You can find me on Facebook at Orquidea, which I know is a little complicated, but that will come out around here somewhere. Or on Twitter, BooGhost3, also around here somewhere. Charlie.
I'm on Facebook as Charlie Barnick. I'm on Instagram as @CharlieTheBarnick. And I am on Twitter as @CRBarnick.
This has been great. What a wonderful first Pop Talk, I would say, right? Can we maybe clap it up? I don't know. I think it was a good first Pop Talk. Good first episode. Sean, thank you. Charlie, Orchid. Hopefully we'll see you all again in the future. I think we will. And if you want to see more of them, follow them. Go to the description box and check out their links and their handles and all that good stuff. And make sure you tune in next week for our next show. But I have some thoughts for you that you should follow right now.
Do we follow him?
I don't think so.
That was our first show of Pop Talk. First show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. And we want you to follow. This is the pop culture universe, and we want you to get involved. So leave a comment, make a request. We will talk about anything that pertains to pop culture. Anime, television shows, movies, comic books, all of the above. So get involved and let's cross some worlds together, why don't we? I'm your host, Motown. Keep it poppin'.
Hey guys, hope you like this week's video. I got a subscribe button there or there. To be honest, I'm new to this, I'm not really sure. Just buttons. Thanks guys. Make sure you comment, subscribe, preferably be a positive person. It's alright if you're not, because I'm really good at dealing with you. Bye.